Alright guys, I think I'm pretty much done with these. Let me show you what the intakes look like beforehand. That's what they look like before. You can probably see the big hump in there. You can see how much it rises up in there anyway. Well, this is what they look like after removed. Got them pretty well hogged out. They're all matching good. They seem to run nice and smooth through there. Tried moving this wall over just a little bit in the middle and straightening out the curve up here on the my fingers right in the way up inside. There was a little curve, and got rid of the big hump in the center and got rid of these little grooves that are for the injector. So we'll see how it flows, and I know it's got to flow a little more, and they're all matched up the same. And believe me, like I said, use the same tool to do the same modification in the same location. And another thing that comes in handy, where are they at? Snap gauges. Snap gauges give you your width, so you'll know how far you went. Make sure you try to keep them all uniform, because you don't want them all hogged out on one side and got a bump there on the other side. So that's what the intakes look like. That's what the chambers look like. I haven't done the valve job yet, so I kind of polished these up a little bit. They dull right down after you get them polished. But this is what the chamber used to look like. Gives you an idea of what I took off and what I did and how I reshaped it and what got removed. They are totally reshaped. I took a few cc's out of it, but you know, I think with the flow I'm going to get out of it, it's going to make up a lot of difference with my compression loss. And I didn't lose a lot of compression. Okay, you flip it up with the exhaust. There's the exhaust. Yeah, I don't have no light going into it, so. But polished them out. And I oblonged them. Took a curve out of one side and straightened the other side some more to where we get more of a straight straight out. And you know, just kind of try to cut the curve out of it. I rounded the short turns real nice. You don't want to really work on those too much. You don't want to work on the floor too much. As you can see, my floor is almost a kind of an oblong. But the roof got raised and the walls got widened, and we'll see what it feels like. Although the motor will be rebuilt and it'll have oil pressure on, compared to the other one with the let me see if we can see that in the sunshine. Yeah, you can see that a lot better. That one didn't get no oil in it, and it literally galled the camshafts right into it, right in the center. So that's what's no good about that. And you can see I drilled holes all through these, testing for depth and width of the holes. Make sure I'm not cutting too much out. So only time will tell. As you can see, I cut quite a few spots in here. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going too far. And that's the intake side, so you know, there's not a lot of pressure. That was easy on the exhaust side. There's a lot more room to cut out on these exhausts. They give you a good thick wall and pretty thick on the insides here, where on the intakes from here to here is awfully thin, but that's the floor, so I really didn't touch that. But from here up into the oil galley area is pretty thin. But like I said, that's the intake side, and there's a vacuum in there, so it's not going to be easy to break. Feels like a couple 100,000 there, 1/4 inch with a vacuum, compared to blowing through with an exhaust. You don't want thin exhaust walls. But from what I understand, these Fords are restricted by their head, so we'll see if my port work gives it any more power. I pretty much know how they feel stock, so without changing any cams or just doing this port work, I'll be able to tell if it was worth it or not. About 23 hours, so there's a lot of work into them. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll keep you up to date. Alright, take care.